Disclaimer: I am not a professional artist nor anything related to this field. This is only something I learned just recently and will only serve as my video background. This content will not solely focus on arts, but relatively anything worth mentioning nowadays. Enjoy!
Hey there, Boos! Welcome to my channel. This is actually my first video, so I hope you like it. By the way, I am using the application Adobe Fresco. It is available on Windows and of course with Android, iOS, and Mac computers. I hope you check it out. This is actually the third application that I tried before settling. First, I tried Autodesk Sketchbook, and then I used Adobe Draw. However, I just don't seem to understand how things work because I'm still new to this field, and so I was extremely overwhelmed by the various free downloadable applications. Upon trying out the aforementioned, I decided Adobe Fresco was the best fit for me. Tell me what you think about this application, or is there any other application that you prefer than the other? Here in front of you are three powerful women. They are the cast for Why Women Kill, a CBS all-access series and is written by Mark Cherry. You might be wondering why I chose the series as the first among other outstanding ones. And the reason behind it is because it's mostly depicting women empowerment during their respective eras, as they continually undergo various challenges in life that made them in turn stronger. For the character of the far left corner, we have Beth Ann Stanton. She is portrayed by Jennifer Goodwin, and the setting is in 1963. In this case, her whole world revolves around her husband, and she's defensive sometimes and immediately in denial when Rob has a mistress named April. Before going forward to the second character, here I am just lining up the dark areas, putting up an outline before doing the color palettes. For me, at least, I think it is beneficial because it gives you a sense of what you're working with. Where should the color start and end? In my case, that suited best. For the second character in the middle, that is Simone Grove, portrayed by Lucy Liu. Her story is in the year 1984. Simone is very elegant and effervescent, you could say that. She is a picture of urban confidence, and she knows that the world revolves around her. Apparently, it eventually crumbled when she discovered that her husband had a lover, which is a man. Carl, her husband, hid his sexuality for 10 years. In an attempt to seek forgiveness, he ingested multiple sleeping pills to kill himself to gain Simone's sympathy. It then played out well, despite continuous debates. They were able to reconcile at most. Going to the third character, which is at the far right, we have Taylor Harding, which is portrayed by Kirby Howell Baptist and is in the year 2019. Taylor is fiercely intelligent and an alpha woman. She is a lawyer, a bisexual, and perfectly in control of her sensitive side. Her husband Eli is a writer in the story and is deemed a beta to his alpha. Taylor is evidently more dominant in the relationship, but is able to compromise with her partner's need. The problem, however, came when the third person, Taylor's lover, Jade, came into the picture, and of course made the relationship rocky at some point, because Taylor is showing profound attraction towards Jade that made it difficult to let her go. Surprisingly, Jade has a hidden dark side that they eventually discovered. Going back to the picture, I then started with the lips. The outline is important before throwing in various shades on it. You might be asking if is there a color palette that I follow? To be honest, I don't have a color palette. I only use the base color and then I slowly transcend into a lighter and a darker color and then the shadow So at most, it's difficult for me to do the colors because I'm not very good at shading. Shading is not really my forte, and I still am learning and trying it out. So here I am lining the lips, and hopefully you'll not be able to notice the mistakes that I did. Now I'm filling the skin's base color. They do have different shades, and it was amazing to try out desperate colors to match their faces' outline and lighting. So going back to the story, how did they tackle the problem, you ask? Well, Beth at first she tried to confront April at the diner where she worked at, but as soon as they were able to talk, she grew fond of April. Despite feeling pain about knowing her husband's affair, I think that's a good move since she was able to understand April's side and as well as know the activities her husband and his mistress was doing behind her back. The second one is Simone's Grove's relationship. At first, they argue a ton. I mean, that is normal if a partner is not being totally honest within the relationship. They even contemplated to file a divorce. But in the long run, Simone grew fond with Tommy Hart, an 18-year-old boy, which made her disappointment toward her husband alleviate. Tommy is actually the son of Simone's best friend, so that's what made it complicated more. As the story progressed, Simone was able to accept Carl's lover, which is her, the hairdresser. That point of the series made me particularly happy that they were able to compromise and came to a system wherein all the characters achieved peace of mind. Except Tommy's mother, of course, which is very curious of her son's teenage turned adult adventures. On the other hand, with Taylor Harding, the complication, like I mentioned, came when Jade was living in the couple's house. Despite Jade's effort to support Eli, it made Taylor feel betrayed because she was preventing something to happen to Eli, and Jade was enabling him, or at the very least taking advantage of his incoming success, no matter what cost. Taylor finally realized that she was only infatuated by Jade and desperately needed to be with her husband. She tried her best to persuade her husband to come up to realize that she was only looking out after him. So that's basically how they solved the problem. Circling back to the picture, I'm now putting layers to the hair to add in texture and more detail. I think that's very good representation of how women wear their hair back in their respective years, as it progressed into a more carefree hairstyle in 2018, where women are given more freedom not to follow any trend and to fully express themselves. Again, for reference, I only follow the base color of the hair, so same procedure as the rest of the shades, a lighter one, a darker one, and a shadow to blend out. So as you can see in Taylor's hair, there's some type of caterpillar on it. I'm so sorry, I tried to blend it out so it won't be that noticeable. So here we go with the skin color shade. It's again same pattern. As long as you get used to it, I think you can do better than me. Going forth, how did the story end? So basically, with the vaguest description to avoid spoilers, Beth Ann was able to confront her husband of how she was being lied to. For Simone, however, something happened that changed both her life and her husband's. She sacrificed her happiness because of her love towards Carl despite being gay and him lying to her. Their marriage might be questionable to others, but their friendship grew stronger than ever. For Taylor, Eli, her husband, understood her motive and tried to work the relationship moving forward. All in all, I won't be able to spill out the spoilers, of course, so that you could watch it out for yourself. Although I would hint that someone would die. Hence the title, Why Women Kill. Alright, so I just finished off their makeup, the shades of their dresses and whatnot. And basically, this is just what I did to finish up the picture. So, hope you like this. I do think it's not a tutorial, it's more like a guide with the character's background story. Comment down below the series or movies that you'd like me to check out. And thank you for watching. See you next time.